get into the announcement up top that you're
You have
having an art
the
business.
title for.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Okay, yeah. So up front, guys, really quick. In 15 minutes, we have a free art business workshop. Okay, top of the hour. Okay, for anyone who wants free consulting on their art business, come with your number one problem that you're struggling with right now. I'm actually going to be there, Patrick, and I'll be taking your Q&A. It's going to be awesome. These sessions are fantastic. They go right in line with our art business mornings, where Patrick and I are doing all sorts of discussions like we are today. But yeah, it's a workshop. So it's going to be live on Facebook. But how can they get the link to the Zoom? Will it be on Facebook?
It's everywhere.
So the Zoom link will be on Instagram too?
Yep. Link in the bio.
All right. So there's a link in the bio on Facebook. There's a link in the post. You can get into that Zoom call 14 minutes away, right, to get free art business consulting with me and Patrick, your hosts. And yep, it's gonna be awesome. Don't let your business be stuck, right? What we like to say is we got to unclog some drains. Usually there's something in the drain, right? Like whether it's you're not sure about your niche or your pricing, or whether you should only sell originals and maybe you should sell limited editions or open editions. All these things are like things that are just stopping you from moving forward. They like create procrastination. So we got to unclog that drain. We got to do that. So yeah, the Zoom link, get in there. We will be starting in 14 minutes. Other than that, let's talk about the topic here, right? Stop being a sheep and uploading your art to every website. I'll just be straight up with you guys. This is my topic. All right. This is my topic. I'm a 20-year industry veteran. Okay. Started my first company in the art industry. It's called Breathing Color in 2003. It's one of the largest manufacturers of canvas, fine art paper, photography paper. So I've been around a long time. Also art storefronts, obviously, 7 years here, 4,000 individual artists and photographers as members. So Pat, we have learned a lot in this. We have learned a lot, right?
Still learning a lot. But yeah, pattern recognition is real. It's real.
And we're both lifelong entrepreneurs, okay? Started multiple companies. And so, this comes from a very, very good place, you guys, okay? And so I have to be a little bit provocative about it, because the thing is, in business, when you're doing anything, whatever the sheep are doing, you immediately should know that will never work, that you will never do anything with it. You will never make great money on it. So whatever everybody is doing, do the opposite. Do exactly the opposite of what all the sheep are telling you to do and what they are doing. So what are the sheep doing? I'll tell you the two areas of what the sheep are doing in the art industry. The first one is obvious. The sheep, meaning everybody all over the world, every artist and photographer, every person with a phone in their pocket, right, is uploading their work to Fine Art America, Saatchi Art, Redbubble, this, that, and the other, okay? That's what they do, all right? So it doesn't take any talent or skill to do that. Anybody can do it with a bag of Cheetos sitting on their couch with a laptop, upload. And guess what? They're doing it to the order of tens of thousands right now, all day long, from every country all over the world, okay? All those websites are, you guys, they're just online art gallery websites. That's all it is. It's just an art gallery that happens to be online. It happens to be a Costco, or a Walmart, or whatever brand you want to give it. So they're very big. They have massive amounts of imagery, like inventory, right? But if anything that everybody is doing, by definition, will not work. There is no advantage. There is no arbitrage. It's also a race to the bottom. You'll never get good pricing on, for your stuff. You're going to have to compete side by side in a very cold way, very cold, experience. Right? It's not like every artist is presenting or on the spot and all that's, you know what I mean? Like building a long time, like, they've been romancing for a year with their audience. Like, no, it's not happening that way at all. So it's the worst situation. The good news about that, for those of you who have spent and wasted your time uploading to all of these websites, that if you haven't made any sales, or maybe you sold one or two things in a year, let me tell you the real numbers of the success rates, right? Like we at Art Storefronts have phone calls, like 20 to 30-minute phone calls with artists and photographers, like hundreds and hundreds a week, right? So we have spoken to 150,000 over the last 7 years. And here's the thing. We are lucky to maybe find 1 or 2 people out of 1,000 that even sold a couple of pieces from uploading onto these various websites that I mentioned, okay? And they're not bad. These are talented people. They're good, you know? It's just the nature of the fact that there's no advantage there, right? So there's no, like, you're going into a crowded area, it's gonna be very difficult. And these people then go and build their own website and do their own direct marketing and have no problem. They build their own business, right? Some of them are selling over $100,000 a year. Never sold anything on those other websites. So the good news is that if you upload to these sites and your art didn't sell or you didn't sell much, it means nothing, nothing. It doesn't mean that you're a bad artist or a photographer. No, it literally means zero, okay? Zero, all right? So, and so I hope I'm helping you guys and saving you from continuing to do that, because it's what the sheep are doing. It's the biggest nonsense. You're never building a business out of it. You'll never get consistent income out of it. Talk to anyone. They'll tell you. There is no like, you know, substantial success, consistent ongoing success from any of that. So stop wasting your time, you know? So the other thing too that you need to be really cautious of, and we have an article on this on our blog. We should get it in the chat. We should get it in the chat for everybody. But when you are uploading your images to other websites that are not your own, those companies steal your traffic. They are very good at search engine optimizing your images and your name and your business, so that when you do any marketing out there, like you're handing out business cards, you're meeting people, those people go back and they're like, oh, I wonder about that guy, you know, Marty Howard, who I met. That he was a great photographer. I'm gonna go Google him. They Google him, and guess what? You got all these websites coming in, taking your traffic, right? So they click on it and they go there, and then they see work from other people. They join the email list. They're getting marketed to by that gallery with everything that they sell for the rest of their life, right? And that was your lead. That was your lead. That person, you gave them your business card. They went and searched you out on Google, and now they're off over here looking at all these other artists and photographers, and that's not you. So they steal your traffic, okay? We wrote a whole blog post about it. It really
you brought this person into your store. They found your name from your social marketing. They came into your store, and instead of going directly into your store, they got dropped in the middle of the mall. Any distractions in the middle of the mall? Just curious.
It's like you bring them in, and then it's like somebody else is in there going, oh, wait a minute, before you make that purchase, do you want to look at 10 other photographers that do exactly the same thing? Yeah. Right? And get on our email list, and we'll send that to you. You know, we'll send that and other stuff and make other offers for the rest of your life, right? That it's just utter nonsense. You have to understand that game that's being played. So don't get gamed by that. Don't get gamed by that. Don't upload your images to these places, because you need to first upload them to your own website so that you show Google and any other companies that you have ownership over them. But understand this whole thing, right? If you're one of the sheep and you're following, you know, what everybody else is doing, then you're going to get the same results, right? Like the conventional wisdom, conventional results. Very simple. Very, very simple. The other thing is that, you know, with these, like the other topic outside of it is SEO, search engine optimization, a tactic that stopped working 10 years ago. What are all the sheep doing, Pat? The photographers and art, like, oh, I need to launch a website and I need to learn SEO. I need to go spend the next however many weeks on SEO, or I'm going to buy an SEO course, you know, or go take an SEO class somewhere. And it's like, why? Okay, that's where the sheep are next. After they figured out to stop uploading their assets, their intellectual property to all of these websites, then they go, okay, I'm going to launch my own website, but then I'm going to do SEO, and all of a sudden I'm going to be in every Google search, and fish are going to jump into my boat, and that's all I need to do. You're getting scammed, guys. All the people that are trying to sell you on SEO, it stopped working 10 years ago, okay? Now, does SEO, like, can you get some search traffic? Of course you can, right? But the point is, if you're gonna spend 100 hours of your time doing search engine optimization, it's a tactic that stopped working. right? You should be spending your 100 hours on tactics that have a much higher return on your time, okay? And tactics that have an arbitrage, an advantage right now, today, right? And be exploiting those to the fullest, right? Not looking back 10 years ago, at what was working. And so maybe you didn't know, if you were kind of fooled by these things, that you were a part of the sheep or you're following the sheep, but now you know. Now you know, okay? And you know what? If you're actually serious about building an art business, you need to know these things. These are very important things. You'll literally go down the wrong track for years, wasting your time. I can't tell you how much we see it. I built a site and I did SEO, or I've uploaded to all of these different places, and I haven't got a lot of sales. How are you guys different, right? They don't do any research and have no idea. We're literally have nothing to do with that business model, do not believe in it whatsoever, and in fact want to steer people clear on it, or at least let them know what they're getting into. And there's nothing wrong with it if you want to get into it, right? But do it for the right reasons. Do it for the right reasons and understand what you're giving up and what the risks are.
That's right. Don't be a sheep.
Yeah. Don't be a sheep. I mean, for you, like as a lifelong, growth hacking marketer, right? Growth marketer, something that you can appreciate more than anyone, right? As soon as there's the saying, right? Marketers ruin everything, as in whatever marketing tactics work, the marketers end up ruining them and then they stop working, right? And so you have to stay on top of the trends to know, okay, when the sheep are doing this, that's when it's over. We got to move on, right?
The saddest thing about it is, like, you stay in this business any length of time and you start gaining wisdom. Sadly, you get old. Your midsection starts growing. You don't have as much energy as when you were 25. You're no longer bulletproof. You're no longer a kid. And do you know what it is? You realize, especially, we have artists and photographers on our platform in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, in their 80s. Okay, no joke. Do we have one in our 80s? I'm not positive about the
probably.
80s. Yeah, we probably do. 70s for sure. And this is the analogy that I look at. Okay, Nick and I grew up together. Very fortunate to grow up in Southern California. Okay, and there was this one neighborhood where we would always go down to the beach, and it was a wonderful spot. Okay, it was a wonderful spot, one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And we have this family that we grew up with that had a house in there, a great house in there, but they were renting it. And they were renting it for like 25 years. And everyone else's parents bought their houses because that was a smarter financial decision. And you look 25 years later, and that particular neighborhood just blew up bigger than any other. And at the very end of it, they had nothing to show for it. They had nothing to show for it. And that's essentially the contrast of having your stuff in these other venues where you don't own your customers, you don't own the SEO traffic. Even if you're getting some decent sales, it's like that spigot can be turned off so quickly. And almost no one we talk to is like, God bless you if you are. We're not saying shut it off if you are. If you're making tremendous sales, okay to stay there. But if you're not buying the real estate yourself somewhere, like, traditionally, at least in our neighborhood, none of the parents that we know, okay, that have lived here for 20 years, that have been, i.e. that, marketing their art for 20 years, all of them made the most money with their house. Just because that was the nature of Southern California, was so new. Like, every single solitary one of them, you didn't have to get a whole lot right, but you couldn't get the one thing wrong. You have to be building your own business. You have to be building your own customer list. You have to be owning your own traffic. And all the internet is proving out to be is it's getting harder and harder and harder to get those things. When you have those things, you're good to go. Without them, you've got nothing. Right? You've got nothing. And sadly, that's the world that we live in. So there's so many just sit there and they've got a shop on Etsy or their Redbubble thing or their Fine Art America or whatever it is. And for whatever reason,
and they're going nowhere.
They're the ones that won the lottery. And for some reason, they're able to make a couple $1,000s a year selling on those sites. And then all of a sudden, no rhyme, no reason to it. Can't figure out why they updated the website and you're not showing up anywhere in the results anymore. And instantaneously,
and your sales are gone.
And what do you have to show for it? Zero.
Nothing.
You want to know what? It's less than zero, because if I tried to find you, like let's say, I was looking for Nick Friend art and I contemplated buying it, and I came back and I was finally ready. I moved and I had some wall space, and I go to try to find him on Fine Art America or whatever the site is, or Etsy. I can't find him because they've algorithmically changed. Then I go Google his name, and guess what? You're not even in the results. You're in the results on everyone else's website, right? Like the whole thing is just a total joke. It's just a total joke.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, you guys see it, right? Like you stop being a sheep. You follow the sheep. All you're going to end up with is a couple of independent contractor checks. That's all you got. You know what I mean? And you have nothing to show for it, like you said. All right, so you guys, right now, we're leaving. We're going over. We've got a free art business consulting workshop right now, live on Facebook. It's going to start in 1 minute or 30 seconds. All right. So join us on there. If you're serious about your art business, you want to move it forward, you got some questions for us, we're going to take live Q&A in this session. You're going to learn from other artists. It's fantastic. So please get over there. We're going right now. Okay. Other than that, if you want to request a demo and learn more about art storefronts, we have an amazing sale going on right now to join. It ends on Monday. So get a demo request in as soon as possible if you think you want to join Art Storefronts, and our team will reach out to you, show you everything that we do, the proper art gallery website, all the marketing, consulting, and all of that stuff. But other than that, let's get over there.
Yep. All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.